Hello everyone, my name is Pyay, and in today's video, I would like to discuss the question, is the concept of sustainable development applicable to tourism and hospitality industry? My answer to that is yes, totally. But before I explain the reasons why, I would like to discuss a few things. Today's contents are introduction, what is sustainable development, matters in tourism and hospitality, responsibilities, a real case study, and benefits of the sustainable development, and finally, conclusion. Introduction. Today, hospitality and tourism is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. They connect the countries and their beautiful cultures to the world. It contributes significantly to the economic incomes, but with the uncontrolled developments, it can start to have negative drawbacks like pollution, overcrowding, and cultural losses. So, because of these impacts, it is really important to maintain sustainable development to balance growth with responsibility. What exactly is sustainable development? According to the United Nations, sustainable development means meeting present needs without compromising future generations' ability to meet their own needs. In simple terms, it means using today's resources while protecting them for the future. Sustainable development balances economic growth, promotes environmental protection, and the well-being of the society. Sustainable development is based on these three interconnected pillars. First, environmental sustainability. It focuses on protecting natural resources and minimizing environmental damages. Second, economic sustainability. It ensures long-term financial benefits and supports local economic stability and growth. Social sustainability promotes community well-being and protect cultural heritage. It is really important that these three must work together to maintain a sustainable development. Problems. Despite its benefits, the tourism and hospitality industry also creates serious challenges under each pillars. In environmental sustainability, one of the major problems is the overconsumption of energy. It was really shocking to learn that the tourism and hospitality industry alone can make up to 5 to 8% of global energy consumption, like from traveling with planes, utilizing vehicles, and the usage of electricity and water in hotels. Secondly, they generate waste and plastic pollutions, like uh, in the hotels, the most of the toiletries are usually wrapped in single-use plastic, and also the irresponsible leaving and littering in the travel destinations, which can also lead to damage to the biodiversity and the ecosystem of our surroundings. And under the economic sustainability, although the although the industry can contribute significantly to economy, it also creates challenges. Like most of the tourism jobs are seasonal, so it can make the employment rates and incomes unstable, tourism profits leaking to foreign investors instead of benefiting the local communities. Uh, the large hotel chains like Hilton Hotels and Resorts tend to dominate the markets in so many areas, limiting the opportunities for local businesses. overdependence on tourism economy. Some destinations can become overly dependent on the tourism economy alone, which can cause the economy instability and crash out when disasters come. Social sustainability. The industry can also challenge the social and cultural sustainability of many areas. In some cases, cultural traditions start to become commercialized for entertainment purposes only instead of the life of the community. Overcrowding, reducing the residents' quality of life, community displacement due to tourism development, like the rising prices of housing, living expenses, and two, like the local areas being replaced with hotels, resorts, and tourism activity places. A real case study, I would like to mention the Phuket Island from Thailand. Over the years, it has become one of the most popular destinations, not only in Asia, but also around the world. But with the growth of hospitality and tourism business there, it has started to face serious challenges like economic vulnerability. The island only depending their economy on the tourism business and economic inequality because the market there is dominated by large hotel chains and foreign investors. Most of the locals only can get job opportunities in seasonal low wage, minimum wage jobs like cleaning, house cleaning, and etc. Environmental pressure. Most of the islands that is usually filled with tourists and foreign travelers. It starts leading to waste pollution and damaging the ecosystem, the natural habitats of coral reefs. It also has so many social impacts because of the tourism developments. The first one includes displacement. Uh, as I mentioned as I mentioned earlier, because of the excessive tourist, the housing prices been raising up, and everything starts to become really expensive, leading the local residents, dif- uh, making the local residents difficult to even reach the basic needs of their life, and leading them to moving out to the land areas and other destinations. Loss of cultural identity. Uh, most area uh, most area of the island that it used to be filled with fishers and farmers of the local communities, but now most the island is just filled with entertainments and tourist activities, leaving the future generations to not be interested in the local jobs, but for the tourism economic only. So, who is responsible for all of this? Maintaining a sustainable development cannot be done alone. It has to be done among all the stakeholders. Uh, Today, I want to mention the stakeholders that can play a big role in maintaining a sustainable development. First, governments and local communities, hotels and hospitality businesses, and tourism operations businesses and tourists. Hotels and hospitality businesses play a big role here because of the amount of energy that they consume. They can help us by studying to reduce energy usage, like implementing renewable energy, LED, or like solar panels or LED lights. They can adopt eco-friendly operations, for example, replacing the plastic wrapping with reusable packaging for the toiletries. They can also support the local economy by sourcing food and employees from around the area. Roles of tourism and tourists. Tourism operation has a big influence on the sustainability of the destination. They can start by limiting visitors in sensitive destinations and promote ecotourism and educate the travelers about the responsible actions. Tourists also tourists are also responsible. They can preserve the sustainability of the environment while enjoying their travel experiences by respecting local culture, traditions, communities, and uh, supporting or staying in eco-friendly accommodations and following the rules of the responsible tourism operations. Roles of government and locals. Governments and policymakers can establish environmental regulation and tourism policies to protect heritage sites and natural ecosystem. Countries like Myanmar and Thailand, which are rich in historical buildings, pagodas, and temples, it is really important that we make sure to establish policies that protect our precious treasures. Encourage community participation in tourism planning. This the governments and the local communities should encourage and support should encourage the tourism operations planning to include the local activities like going to the boat markets or the rowing with the locals and just enjoying the cultural heritage of the residents. Benefits of sustainable development. Sustainable developments can protect natural environments, support long-term economic growth, improves community well-being, and preserve culture. Overall, sustainable development ensures the industry remains viable for the future. In conclusion, sustainable development is highly applicable to the tourism and hospitality industry. Tourism depends heavily on environmental and cultural resources. So, if we continue to uncontrolled development, it can even lead to permanent damage to the resources. Unsustainable practices can threaten the survival of the industry. So, to ensure the long run of the hospitality and tourism business, it is really essential to maintain the sustainable development. As someone who hopes to build a future in this field, I believe that sustainability is not only an industry responsibility, but also a personal commitment. Let us work together, governments, businesses, tourism operations, tourists, to create a more responsible and sustainable tourism industry for the future generations. Sustainable development is not just an option, it is a shared responsibility for all of us. This is all for today's video, and thank you for your time and consideration. Let me end my video right here.